Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in. We're here to talk Kai Havertz. The deal is looking imminent. He has told Leverkusen directly, get this deal motoring and moving forward. We're here for the next 30 minutes or so to talk about that. Also on the horizon is a potential move away from Man United for Andres Pereira. That's picking up heat in the media. And a loan move for Chong away as well to Werder Bremen. That's pretty much done as far as we can see and tell via social media. But as ever, I want your views, your opinions. I want to know what you think and feel. Before we go any further, though, from that, please download right now the Flick app. All the information to do that is within our description below. Hugely important to us as a platform that you guys support us with that. It really, really is. So big shout out to everyone who's downloaded that so far and is using it. Most people seem to be really enjoying it, which is the point, I suppose. It's the point. You're meant to be enjoying it. Most people seem to be enjoying it. So happy days. There we go. Let's jump into some of these live comments before we go any further. We are on StreamYard this afternoon, so StreamYard, we'll be able to take your calls as well. Never reading that one out. That one's never getting read out there. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. Very angry today. Why, dear sirs? Let's jump into the Kai Havertz situation. A lot of people talking about a 85 to 90 million pound deal that's been agreed. Story we're going to go through here is Kai Havertz was told by Leverkusen, including the CEO, Fernando Caro, that he wants them to take the next steps with Chelsea to push this deal forward. He says, following the two signings of Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech, Frank Lampard has placed a 21-year-old at the forefront of his transfer wish list, and with a bid in the region of £70 million expected. Chelsea are aiming to push the deal through quickly to provide Havertz with ample time to settle in London before the 2020-21 campaign starts. And remember, it's only like a month. It's only about a month until the new campaign starts. So let's not get ourselves twisted about that. It says, Bayer Leverkusen sporting director has insisted that Havertz will only leave this summer should there be explicit conditions to meet. As for the player, however, his intentions are abundantly clear. There's a comment here that says, it was clear that we will have talks once the Europa League season concluded. Kai has voiced his desire to take the next steps. At the moment, I can't say whether it will work out in the near future or not. That's a very subtle and clever way of saying we're willing to get rid of him, but Chelsea have got to give us the money. And I think that's the important element to focus on here. Chelsea do have to pay the money. And I'm reading all variety of situations. I've seen sort of bids of around 30 odd mil, about 70 mil with a few add-ons. I've seen 65 mil plus. I've seen 60. Yeah, I've seen 65 plus 25, whatever it may be added on. So there's a varying degree of articles out there talking about different prices, different fees, etc. But it certainly feels to me like this deal is motoring on in the correct direction from a Chelsea fan's point of view. We'll see how the dust settles in relation to that. Let's do some of these comments here. A few people here saying 91 mil. I've seen others say 85 mil. It really does vary. Okay, that's a weird comment I just read there. Pre here says next week is huge for Chelsea going forward. Havertz and Chilwell. That could be very true. That could be very, very, and that's an element that I think could actually happen by the end of next week. Chelsea could, with what we're hearing, Chelsea could genuinely find themselves in a position next week where those players are at the club, settled at the club, etc., etc. In relation to the Flick app, I'm going to put it up on the screen now, actually. Let me just add this to the stream, make this large. You can all see it on there. This is the Flick app. It's what it looks like. So this is the Football Terrace community. All the information is in there below. You can see here, when there's pending games of teams that we follow, like the Man United. We've got the Man United Sevilla game, the Olympiacos games. You can see here, if we click on this, you've got the chat room for that game this evening, what people are thinking and feeling as an example. During the game, you can click on the stats button, and you'll get the lineups, you'll get the stats, game activity, etc. What you can also do on these is do predictors. Now, I'm predicting a Man City win. I'm predicting that they'll score 3 goals. I'm predicting that Lyon will score 1. And I think that City will score first, and it'll be in the opening 30 minutes. So there's 5 ways I can then go and share that on my socials. But essentially, there's 5 things to predict from. What this creates, we click the little trophy at the top. It creates a league table. And this will continue to run throughout all of our time on Flick. So it showed you who are the best. Chad Morris is currently top with 12 points. Generally, with every game, you get the opportunity to win 5 points. You predict 5 different elements of the game, and you get a point per each. I'm currently sitting joint 9th on 8 points. We've got Elite MU there on 9. We've got Josh. We've got Jard on 9 there. Names of people that I recognize. A lot of your names are new to me on here. I don't see many comments from you, which is great. You can see myself there. Any of the other contributors on here that come on regularly, what's their predictions been like? There we go. CFC Gem on 6 points there. We can see him. Who else we got? Pav does a lot of super chats for us there, sitting on 6 points. So put your money where your mouth is and get yourself into the league table by predicting. And then you can also see all the different types of things. Big announcement that we made. Next Friday, we have got man like Jan, who is going to be on the channel. He's going to be coming on and having his say and getting involved. So make sure you're involved in relation to that next week. And then you have all the other chat rooms. We've got all different topics that are going on. There's one here about the criticism of Bruno, whether you want to get involved in that. And one of the cool elements you have here are the little pixels. We've got you can do pixels at any point, but we do have like a pixel stream, which is right now I can't see. Where's that? Pixel chats. You go in here, people post their favorite pixels. There is a exclusive Football Terrace one coming soon. Pixels are done by you press a little character in the bottom left, and then you scroll through it. And I want to put Bruno turning into a goat. Click on send, and there you go. It throws it in there. But you can also use these emojis and pixels when you're commenting with people as well. We've got transfer news. It's really, really good. So make sure you get this downloaded right about now. 546 users currently on there in our forum. We'd love to push that up to sort of 3, 4, 5,000. There's loads of you that tune in and get involved with this. So yes, we absolutely love to take that forward further with all of you. We're going to jump into some calls now. First up on the show, we've got LFC Transfer Watch who are coming on. This should be an interesting one. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Intro ready. Let's jump into some of these calls. How you doing, buddy? How you doing?
Hello, Terry.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Lovely. What's your thoughts on this Kai Havertz news today?
Yeah, I think it's a good deal for Chelsea, but I think, like a lot of other people, that they should really be focusing on a centre-back instead of Havertz, because they already got Werner, CH, and Abraham Mount. They got very good attacking options already.
They are focusing on their defense in the sense of Chilwell looks like a deal that's fairly close to coming off and coming to fruition. Chilwell will certainly improve them. I think they're still looking at a goalkeeper and centre back, but when you've got, I look at it from this, when you've got the opportunity to sign a player like Kai Havertz, regardless of any other position on your field, I think you need to take him, because in a year's time, who knows who else could be coming in for him. And, you know, you might watch that parade go by. What kind of impact do you think Kai Havertz will have on the Chelsea team?
I think he will be a good link of play between the midfield and the attack. Maybe get Kante to become a little better under Lampard, which has been Lampard's biggest problem, to get Kante going off and getting on the form.
Yeah, I hear that. I do hear that. I still think there's some movement in those areas, because I think that Declan Rice is somebody that Chelsea might genuinely sign. Of course, they're going to look at a goalkeeper. Lots of sort of muted thoughts that Nick Pope might end up being the guy. Suddenly, then at the back, you've got this real British core to that back line as well. Of course, there's young Tomori that's coming through. You've got Reece James in the fullback positions as well. It's going to be a real interesting look, Chelsea, next year. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. And in terms of Man United, the story we're covering here, Pereira leaving, would that be a shock to you to see Andres Pereira leave Man United?
No, he's clearly not good enough. Every fan of every club knows that he is not good enough for a club like Man United, and that he is leaving is just a show. Is just showing how that Man United is actually progressing, which
Yeah.
is actually sad for me to see. But hey, I'm from Norway. In Norway, Ole is doing good, so I got a little console in that.
So you're from Norway. Let me ask you this question then: what's the perception of Ollie in Norway as a football legend, and also as the manager of Manchester United? Do you as Norwegians find it disrespectful when people try and pretend like he hasn't won league titles and national trophies?
Yeah, we know what he have done here in Norway with Molde. We have seen him crush in the Norwegian division before, and we know his qualities. And yeah, we know that he's clear not a top manager yet, but it's a positive view that all of us know that, or most of us know that he is going to improve. And if he gets the things he needs, he will probably do really good at United. The only question we have is that is he good enough to push him up against Pep and Klopp? And we know he's a great manager, and he's looked on as a legend for Norway and for United. So yeah.
I hear that, bro. Listen, my man, I appreciate you coming on and having your say. We'll chat to you again soon. Take care, buddy. Thank you. Next up on the show, we have CFC. What are you saying, brother?
Hello, Terry.
Hello. How old are you?
I'm 13.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're too young to call the show, my friend. We'll speak to you again another time. Thank you very much. Take care. You have to be over the age of 16, I'm afraid, if you want to call in the show and still then get the bill paid permission. Next up, we've got Faisal Usman, AFC. What do you want to say, bro? Oh, he bottled it. I put him on. Maybe he weren't over the age of 16. Next up, we've got Shane 10. Shane, what's going on, my brother?
Okay, you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Yourself?
I'm not too bad.
Good, good. What do you want to say?
Sorry?
What do you want to say?
I'll be happy if Pereira goes. I think we need to get rid of some of that Deadwood, and he is one of them we got to get rid of. And I think a loan move for Chong would be good for him, so he can, experience some first-team football and, stuff like that. So I think this is good news for us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Pereira is run his course. Of all the kind of fringe players in those attacking roles, I think he's well behind Lingard and Mata. There's no doubt about it. There's about six, I think there's about between 4 and 6 players that United will get rid of over the course of the next 6-7 weeks. And that will make room for the new players coming through. And there will be. And I know a lot of Man United fans are panicking at the moment, worried at the moment, angry at the moment that not enough is being done in terms of players in through the door. But it will come. It will happen. And I'm just saying to United fans, don't panic. Stay relaxed. The club know what they're doing. Ollie knows what he's doing. And there is an element where I'm quite happy we're looking to get rid of some of this Deadwood first. A couple of years ago, well, 18 months ago, when we were signing new deals for these Deadwood players and still looking for new signings, that was making people angry. Now that we're looking to get rid of the Deadwood first before signing new people, that's making people angry. And I feel sort of like, I feel a lot like people have just got to, how do you want the club to run? Do you want to keep the Deadwood here until the new guys come in? That means you've got to give them new deals, because if you miss the targets and they leave, we've got nobody. Or do you want to wait or do you want to do it the other way around, like you're suggesting? Don't give them new deals, don't keep them here, move them on first, sell them first, and then buy new players. I don't understand that sort of the mindset of so many of these football fans, and I think it's because they just want to be negative about Man United, and you're in that sort of situation. Shane, in terms of this Kai Havertz deal, Chilwell deal to Chelsea, obviously the big rivals of Man United, they look like they're close to happening. Chilwell and Havertz into this Chelsea team, is that their summer almost done in your opinion, or do you think they still need more?
I think they need a centre back, and I think they need a goalkeeper. I think Havertz and Chilwell are good additions to their team. They need a left back, and I think they need a number 10. But I expect Chelsea to do more than just them two. I think they'll get a centre back. I think they'll get a goalkeeper. So I don't think this will be the last of Chelsea's business this summer at all.
No, I hear that, mate. I really do. Shane, appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. We'll jump in some more calls in a few moments. Some of the comments in here are mad today. I don't actually know who you're obviously just chatting to each other, having your own little party, but there we go. Any comments about actual football, or are you guys just chatting shit to each other? Like, so I'm seeing people talk about wrestling, calling each other names, talking about league titles. Weird. Here's an interesting one from Rob, which says, who cares about United? Purple patch against awful teams. Got found out towards the end. Cool. I mean, Sheffield United haven't been awful this season. City, that we beat twice in that run, have not been awful this season. They're still regarded as one of the best. They're joint favourites to win the Champions League. So just throwing them in. You know, we beat Chelsea, weren't considered an awful team. You know, we're beating some good teams along the way. And when we beat Sevilla tomorrow night, it's going to be peak because all these doom and gloom mongers are going to be found out. It's going to be brilliant. So there you go, Rob. There you go. Chelsea before the takeover were like Tottenham, had some okay seasons but never won trophies. Well, they did win some trophies. If you go back and look at Chelsea in the 90s and early noughties, they did win trophies. They were making it into the Champions League. So for me, they were more advanced as the Premier League team than Tottenham at that time, but not by much. What is everybody having for dinner? Rainy drill, cool, random, absolutely random. We've got Chelsea fan Reese on the show now. Chelsea fan Reese, what do you want to say?
The Kai Havertz deal is looking lovely. You know, I'm one for that signing. I'm happy that we're actually going to get a player like who's multifaceted, who's talented, who's only young, who can develop, who's actually here because of the project of Frank Lampard. You know, so I'm very happy.
What do you make of all the sort of comments from rivals? So you don't need him, you need a centre back. There's a lot of people like sort of pushing back against the Kai Havertz deal. What, especially rivals? Why do you think they're doing that?
Let me give you some historical context about Chelsea. When Chelsea signed Eden Hazard, we had Oscar, Mata, De Bruyne, and one of the scouting for Chelsea said, "You just sign Eden Hazard. You work him out hard to get into the team later, but when a player like that is on the market, you cannot let him go to Bayern. You can't let him go to Barcelona or Man United at that time because Sir Alex Ferguson was having meetings with Hazard. You know, everyone around the world was interested because Hazard, you have to remember, he was 19. He won the league title twice in a row, Player of the Year twice in a row. Hazard was one of the best in the world. And we had Oscar, Mata, De Bruyne, and everyone was like, you know what? You just sign him. You just deal with him later, and he turned out to be one of our legends. So with the Kai Havertz, I'm happy. I'll take him. Yeah, I don't care if you have Mount or all these, man. We used to have Lampard, Ballack, Makelele, Essien, Deco. You know, the more better players we have in the squad, I will never complain, Terry.
Mate, I agree with you. I think on your point there about get the deal done for him now. And like Chelsea Football Club are going to be around forever. And yes, everyone would like, I know that people say your defense is more important than your attack, but you can't pass the opportunity. You can't watch the parade go by on a player like Kai Havertz just to see him go to Bayern Munich or Man City or Liverpool next year. Remember, Liverpool were the ones. It's what I was saying to someone the other day. Liverpool were the team who had the heaviest links with Kai Havertz and Werner for the majority of this season. Most Liverpool fans you spoke to felt like it was a dot on the cards, mainly because of the fact, two reasons. One, they're the best team in England. Secondly, the Klopp situation. Now, in 12 months' time, the lie of the land could be very different in European football, and those boys could be picked up by others. So I think you've done the absolute right thing of getting in that quality now. From a centre-back point of view, most people would say there's not very many top-level centre-backs out there. So is that going to change much in the next 12 months? Not so much. But will the availability of these brilliant attacking players be harder? I think you're absolutely right on that, Reece. Listen, my friend, thank you very much for coming on, having your say. Everyone who's tuned in for us this afternoon, thank you. We're back tonight live after the Manchester City Lyon game. So make sure you tune in. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.